I'm talking all this stuff. I'm going round and round the houses, but the bottom line is we're talking about award shows, right? And my intrigue in these award shows is how in tune with quote unquote the culture are you? Because I feel like everybody, it's not just the artists, everybody's kind of moving away. Like the Brits last year, I was in my house and it was like, oh, the Brits is on. I'm like, what? I didn't even know. Like it was just irrelevant. Do you understand what I'm saying? To me, I know if you work in an office somewhere in a record label, you've got that jotted down the second it's announced, like, and it's in your calendar. For me, I'm playing in the club, bro. I don't care.
All right, listen, my problem with award ceremonies, like I'll be out there with it, man. I've gone to award ceremonies, quite a few in the UK. You can name them. I'll tell you whether I've been or not. I don't know if we need to do that. But my gripe is that me personally, and I feel like a lot of people don't need an artist to win an award for them to pay attention to the artist. I also grapple with the fact, should the awards be awarded to artists by virtue of public voting or a committee? Now, the problem with either or is that if it's a public vote, then it becomes a popularity contest. If it's a committee, which most award ceremonies are, then it's quite political. Also, with award ceremonies, with each category, there can only be one winner. So you remember by the winner. But unlike partaking in the Olympics, you win because you are the best. Whereas when you win an award, it is subject to a lot of opinion and politics, in my opinion. Like I said, if you're partaking in the Olympics and you win the 100-meter final, you are the winner because you are the strongest and the best and the fittest athlete. You are deserved. But there can only be one winner. And there have been a lot of albums, projects, artists that haven't won Grammy Awards or Brits. And they are legends and they have had big cultural impact. I just want to name a few rappers. Can you believe that Snoop Dogg has never won a Grammy Award and he's been nominated 17 times?
I can believe it.
Can you believe that Busta Rhymes, Ice Cube, A Tribe Called Quest, Wu-Tang have never won a Grammy Award?
Yes.
Nicki Minaj has had 10 nominations and she's never won a Grammy Award. Tupac, the great Tupac, and the Notorious B.I.G., both regarded as some of, if not the greatest rappers of all time, some of the most impactful.
The pillars of the game.
Never won Grammy Awards. What does that say? Then if I take it away from even those, a few others that I want to mention, because I'm very much into rap, dancehall, you know the thing. Diana Ross, 50 years in the entertainment business, 12 nominations around that, I think, no wins. Bob Marley, never won a Grammy Award. Bob Marley, one of the most influential artists of all time. And like I go back to it, there can only be one winner. So it gets political. Some years you've got best album and it's stacked. There can only be one winner. Sometimes the Grammys have done madness. Do you remember when
Macklemore? Yeah.
Macklemore won over Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah.
No, sorry, let's put it on record. Macklemore and Ryan Lewis as well won the award.
I don't even know who Ryan Lewis is, but big up you.
Yeah, because they made the album together, The Heist. So and there was it was madness that year, bruv. It was madness. So it's like, that's my problem with award ceremonies, aside from the fact that it's very egotistical and all that kind of stuff. Red carpet, show out thing, fakeness, blah, blah, blah. That's all the other stuff that goes with it as well. You know what I'm saying?
There was a lot of vim in your chest and I'm glad you got
I feel
that.
Like I said it
share the sentiment. No, but it's very well articulated what you just said. For seasoning, I'm just going to throw this out there because I remember Drake made a very long speech and I feel like the sentiment of Drake's speech was valid. I could understand and you know, understand. I understood it and I agreed to a certain degree. But you know, when Drake makes a heartfelt speech, the internet becomes the internet, and everybody's going to laugh at him. But I just want to read SZA's. SZA.
Is SZA a new artist?
This guy's an idiot. I just want to read SZA's caption to her Grammy post. Right. So funny to think I have 5 of these. I said that I'd shave my head and quit music and start a family if I ever won one. That's hilarious. Good thing I didn't win it 7 years ago. I'd have missed the whole point. Now I realize the Grammys are literally the friends and lessons we made along the way. Thank you for the perspective and the journey. I like that.
I feel like indirectly as well. A lot of these artists, yeah, when they don't win, they want to diss the person that won, but they just keep it. They keep it. You know, there's been a few artists that have dissed like the whatever award ceremony is. But when you're winning and you're in the political circle, you keep it PC. But when you're not winning, Drake has only won 5 Grammy Awards.
We're going to speak about Drake, but I want to speak about the ladies first, if we can. And I'm stopping you there because that's important.
Doechii!
But when you talk about people dissing the award shows, let's just go back to the whole conversation that we had last week between, you know, Central Cee not having his acceptance speech ready, and they gave the award to a guy called. Do you understand what I'm saying?
And the guy called was H.
So I make you quite right in terms of that. But whose name did you just say just now? Sweet, you're ahead of the game. What did you just say?
Drake.
Oh no, I thought you said Doechii.
Doechii.
Yeah. So basically, as I said, I'm intrigued to see what happens in the awards here. But we kind of need to address the Grammys that just kind of went this weekend, and there are so many categories, right? And even in your, I'm not going to call it a rant, but your statement that you just gave focused heavily on black music. Like, I'm not in the urban, it's black music. Yeah, you focused heavily on black music, and that's all I really cared about. And
but more time we talk about rap though.
Yeah, rap. But it's black music. It's the same thing. Like, what we doing? So anyway, point being, TDE cleaned house. Yeah, but as I said, we'll get to Kendrick. Yeah, we'll get to Kendrick. He's still TDE, right?
No, he's not, man. He PG Lang.
Okay, all right. Well, then the West Coast cleaned up. Let's just leave it like that. And Doechii's not from the West Coast, but she was in the house. She won. Do you know what? I want to spend some time on Doechii. Before I get to that, I just want to say that Beyoncé knows Carter, right? If the Grammys was a computer game, she completed it this year. She completed it.
I feel like she done clocked it already without even winning the best album.
No, because she finally got it.
She finally got it. And the award that they don't give a lot of the times to black artists.
Well, she got the country album as well, which was crazy.
Yeah.
We're not even, the radio stations don't even want to play black artists. But I don't know, how do you feel? Did you hear Jay-Z's words last year?
I don't want to embarrass this young lady, but she has more Grammys than everyone and never won Album of the Year. So even by your own metrics, that doesn't work.
Yeah, we spoke about it, didn't we?
Do you feel like they played a part in this decision? Because you did say, you know, it gets political.
Yeah, it's like...
Do you feel like it watered down this moment for her?
Nah, because I didn't think about it until you said that. But now you're saying that, I'm thinking, did it not? But
basically, if you're wondering what Jay-Z said, last year, I can't remember which one of her 34, no, it would have been 32 because she won 2 this year. So I don't know which one of her, and I'm saying it so casually, she's won 34 Grammys, yeah? People are claiming to be the biggest artist in the world, saying that they've got more money than the Beatles and they've only got 5. Beyonce's got 34. Well, she now got 34. So last year she would have 32. And Jay-Z made a statement, how have we never given this artist, his wife at the time, Album of the Year? How is it possible? So then she dropped a country album, Cowboy Carter. It won Country Album of the Year and it won Album of the Year. So she completed the Grammy. She's got 35 and it's probably time for Beyonce to take a rest. Nope, she's just announced the world tour. It's calm.
Well, let me just give you food for thought. So, like I said, only one artist could win these award categories, and the best album seems to have eluded black artists many years. So in 1998, best rap album, what was the album that stopped the Notorious B.I.G. Life After Death and Wu-Tang Forever for winning the award for the best rap album? 1998.
Nah, 1998 screams to me the year of DMX, am I right?
Yeah.
So
98 and 99.
So if it ain't DMX, I don't even want, because whatever you're going to say is annoying me. I don't even want to know. Who is it?
Regardless of whether you say we should say this person on the podcast or whatever, Puff Daddy, No Way Out is the album that won the award for best rap album in 1998, beating Missy Elliott, Super Duper Fly, Wyclef Presents the Carnival, the Notorious B.I.G. Life After Death, The Irony, and Wu-Tang Forever by Wu-Tang.
It stinks. It absolutely stinks. It stinks. But I'm going to just try because I want to just keep this nice and positive about Beyonce completing the Grammys.
But before we get back to that, the year that DMX released 2 albums was 1999.
Okay, 99, okay.
He never received a nomination.
Yeah, that's surprising.
He never received a nomination.
Okay, so let's just...
But, the albums that did receive a nomination were A Tribe Called Quest, The Love Movement, Big Punisher, Capital Punishment, Jermaine Dupri, Life in 1472, Mace Harlem World, and Jay-Z, Hard Knock Life. Which one do you think won the Grammy?
If it's not Jay-Z, Hard Knock Life, and I say that because I think of Jay-Z today, but I got to think of 1999. And this was something that I wanted to touch on. What we have to understand is we've been in the music industry, music game, music business, whatever version of that you want to label it as. We've been in this for, we've done our 10,000 hours a long time ago. Do you understand what I'm saying? So we will have understood the attitude towards black music from what I would just, for want of a better way, calling the higher ups, which were the Grammys. You know, they're an academy. Do you understand what I'm saying? I don't know how many black people were even allowed to even look at the board, let alone be on it back in them days. So we were completely disrespected. So I don't expect anything of them eras. And then what happens is artists like A Tribe Called Quest, who are so influential to everything that you even hear in hip hop today, I expect them to be disrespected because we were worth nothing back then. But here we sit today, 2025, lasting the test of time and actually moving and shaking and now being copied by other genres, yeah? In terms of infrastructure, they've copied everything that we've done because we've shown them how to move and shake when the internet changed the whole music industry. And we expect certain people to have been respected. Missy Elliott not winning the Grammy is insanity.
But respectfully, like I said, that 1998 category for and the nominations for the best rap album at the Grammys, and Puffy won it with No Way Out over those two albums, which have definitely had more of a cultural impact and lasted and celebrated more, which are Biggie, Life After Death, and Wu-Tang Forever. In 1999, deservedly, Jay-Z won it for Hard Knock Life, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? And he won over, unfortunately, A Tribe Called Quest, who've never won a Grammy. Big Pun, Capital Punishment, a good album, but Jermaine Dupri, Life in 1472, I don't feel like that album's spoken about or celebrated because it maybe wasn't worthy. Mace Harlem World.
Maybe wasn't worthy.
Mace Harlem World.
I've never heard it.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't. Did it have Welcome to Atlanta on it? I don't even know that.
Yeah, I think it did.
Okay, yeah, well, I know that record. But anyway,
yeah,
so
I think it's got a song with Jadakiss on there that I liked as well.
So let's get down to
and it's got Money Ain't a Thing. His tune with Jay-Z.
Okay, you remember? I don't. It was a long time ago. So let's get down to brass tacks anyway. So we celebrate Beyoncé. She completed the Grammys. She's got a world tour going.
Clock the game.
And I feel like the ladies, especially in black music, I can't remember. I've got a list of all of who won what. I don't really care. Beyoncé was the highlight. Big up her. The other clear highlight. The clearest highlight. If it doesn't bring a smile to your face, I don't think you know enough about music or the current state of music. But was Doechii winning Best Rap Album for me?
Best Rap Album for Alligator Bites, Never Heal. And if you want to sit down and think to yourself about the title of the album, because it's quite a unique title to an album.
It's bizarre.
And I feel like it's the way she's put it out there is you translate it however you want to translate it. But for me, anyone who's listened or heard me on radio or heard this podcast, you know that I've been talking about Doechii for a long time.
I call Doechii your artist.
Before Doechii, I was speaking about No Name, and respectfully to No Name, I feel like they're quite similar, but Doechii is almost like she's Mark II. And I say that because I feel like she's got the backing and she's maybe a bit more digestible than No Name is. You know what I mean? She is willing to do a bit more than No Name is willing to do. But
I'm not as versed in No Name's music as you are. But is No Name quite political? I have to ask that question.
Yeah, she's definitely quite political.
Okay. So
and
that will shut doors though.
She's definitely got a lot of the similar narratives that Doechii has. But this Doechii project here, man, I'm so happy. Like, you know what I mean? Listening to the project, man, it's got dynamics on it. And if you knew about Doechii before this project as well, she played around with the electronic sound, a little bit of pop sound. She had a very big hit as well that is platinum, multi-platinum. What it is, exactly. And she's kind of alluded to, you know, on this project, she's got Boom Bap, but The Nile is a River.
Is the record.
Is the standout record that people have been talking about, where she's really storytelling.
It's a great story.
That song, right?
It's a great story. It's a great story. The Nile is a River because, okay, so I heard the record, and as I've said many times before, I'm not looking at the track titles when I'm listening to the projects, because I like to listen to projects from cover to cover so that I can give you an honest review of, you know, the body of work that you've given me. And I just think like the subject matter, you know, her talking about.
Turns out the guy was really a dude.
Yeah, that, but more, the bit that really like grabbed my attention is like it's like a therapy session for those of you that haven't heard the
Woosah.
record. And she's in denial. And they're like, you know, have you taken substance? And she's like, no. Okay, maybe. And then she just went in. And I was like, wow. Like, I mean, listen, I hope this is an honest recording. Let me put it to you like that. And if it is an honest recording, I think it's amazing.
And you can hear
amazing.
you can hear the influences from Nicki Minaj and Tyler, the Creator, but it's not plagiarism. Do you know what I'm saying? Denial is a River is definitely a great record. I felt like I loved it from the beginning. But then you got boom bap, bap, whatever she's saying. And she said they want real rap from a bitch, like they out rapping a bitch. Then you got Nissan Altima. Do you know what I'm saying? Is that a vehicle that is popular out there, Nissan Altima?
It's not. In my understanding of American culture, if a girl's driving a Nissan Altima, she's low budget.
She's low budget.
Yeah.
But the flows on that song are dumb.
But hold on, she's low budget, but then obviously a lot of the girls get the Nissan Altima and then after completing school, whatever, they go to the next. So it's like a stage where you're at, basically. But carry on.
Nissan Altima, stupid with the flows. I'm the new hit by Madonna. I'm the trap Grace Jones. Know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm the trap Grace Jones. To all those who know about Grace Jones, the flows on that were dumb. That one's definitely for the club.
Dumb.
Yeah, and like that was definitely her. I don't want to like say she again. Maybe the Missy Elliott, she's a bitch.
Do you know what it was for me? Yeah, and I'm gonna go around in circles because I had structured this, but I feel like if Lauryn Hill and Missy Elliott genetically modified a child, this is what Doechii is. That's what I feel like.
And funny, like, she's only the third female rapper to win the best album. Behind Lauryn Hill in 1998. 98 or 99. I feel like she won it in 98. Anyway. And then Cardi B. And it was... Which was definitely a lot more recent. Probably 2017 times.
It was such a nice touch, the way Cardi B gave her the award. That was like... Do you know what it felt like?
It's like it was meant to be.
It was meant to be. It was so, like, I have to commend the Grammys for that. I have to commend them. But it was like, it felt to me like I was watching a biopic, but it was real life. Do you know what I'm saying?
Is it the passing of the baton?
I'm gonna argue. I don't know that Cardi had the baton. And it's intriguing to me because there's two things I want to mention. The first thing I want to mention is that this album sits in a weird pocket in rap. Because who are the most notable rappers in rap right now? Obviously, you got Kendrick Lamar, you got Drake, you got Future. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, this album, okay, it's probably closer to Kendrick Lamar.
You got Travis Scott, you got Gunna.
But that's what I'm saying. There's all of these rappers, and it's like, I wouldn't say that this album is indicative of what's going on in the club scene right now.
She basically done her own pocket.
Yeah. Well, no, because... yes and no.
She didn't go with the trends.
She didn't go with the trends, but as I said, if Lauryn Hill and Missy Elliott had a child, this is who we've got, don't you?
Because you listen to Catfish, like that song is on some Wu-Tang production.
Yeah, that record
she just spraying the growl in her voice. You know what I'm saying? Body so attractive, y'all be giving Catfish.
I think it's the production on Catfish that got me. The production is, as you say Wu-Tang, I hear it straight away. And for me personally...
And boiled peanuts on some boom bap-ish as well.
Yeah, but the record Boom Bap and Catfish, for me personally, Boom Bap, Catfish, what's one you just said?
Boiled peanuts.
I don't think it was boiled peanuts. What's the record you literally just said? What's one record you just said, bro?
Nissan Altima.
No, bro, the Wu-Tang one.
That's the Catfish.
Oh, Catfish. Okay, yeah. So Catfish, Boom Bap, Nissan Altima I really enjoyed. And then it took me to the point where, so you've got to understand, I don't really follow Doechii's story like how you follow Doechii's story, yeah? So I've come from hearing what it is on some, for what of a better, Jermaine Dupri in his heyday type vibe, yeah? And then I put this album in, and I was like...
Is it the same artist?
Basically.
Yeah.
Basically. But you know what record I low-key liked?
Persuasive.
No, wait. You know what record I low-key liked towards the end of the album?
Go on.
Slide is cold.
Which one?
Slide.
Yeah.
Slide. But that's the artist that I was expecting when I put the CD in. That wasn't the artist that I think. So I was like... So that was what I wanted to say about Doechii. Like, I feel like she's got so many different sides to her. And I'm not going to pretend like she has the voice of Lauryn Hill, but the energy, the vibe, it's all there. It's like, it just screams ingrained in culture.
Because before Alligator Bites, her two big songs were Persuasive, which she had the remix with SZA.
Okay.
And then you've got like What It Is. And those songs sound nothing like what you hear on Alligator Bites, Never Heal.
Right. And there was something that I wanted to bring up, because the Sony CEO, I'll put this video in the group time ago. We'll put his name on the screen because it eludes me right now. Hopefully I can even just put the clip on if, copyright allows us. He made a comment and he basically said something along the lines of, instead of, record labels signing 100 good artists, they signed 1,000 artists. Mm-hmm. And ultimately, it's affected hip hop. He said hip hop is not going anywhere. Like, it's not going nowhere. It's a 50-year-old genre.
I saw this clip.
Right? Yep. But he said it's a 50-year-old genre. But he expects it to go underground because, as I said last year, let's be honest, other than certain bright lights that shone like this album, it's pretty still. It's across it's not very, the innovation is struggling a little bit.
Do you know what my counter argument to this is? I feel like there's so much depth in the weekly, monthly, and like what we're saying with so much artists. Yeah, it depends if you're relying on being spoon fed, then you can say yeah. But if you are someone who actively looks for music, listen, man, your palate is satisfied.
Yeah. I hear that. But not everyone's a crate digger, though. Not everyone is built that way.
And if you're going to be lazy, you're going to get lazy music.
So where I'm going with this, he said he expects hip hop to go a little bit underground, and my interpretation of underground is away from the charts, and then he expects it to rise again stronger. And it kind
reinvented, basically.
Yeah, reinvented. He said he expects it to be a fusion music. I don't know what fusion music even means, but he's the CEO of Sony Music. I think he knows what he's talking about. Do you understand? Even if I want to nitpick at his words, I think he's got an idea of what he's talking about. And it kind of brought me to something that you actually said to me off mic when you was like, we are starting to see, and this is before Doechii actually takes this Grammy, right? And how important the Grammy is doesn't matter, but we were having this conversation about the return of the artiste as opposed to, people just being...
lifestyle.
Yeah, like influencers that make music, basically.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Gas.
What do you kind of think about that?
I feel like we go through these seasons in hip-hop. That's the great thing about the music. Like, you could arguably say, actively you'd say that we don't listen to rock music a lot, but rock music's been kind of in that. You know what I'm saying? It's been in that. It's been.
I would know.
Whether it's been forced to or not, but like rock music hasn't been in the limelight how it was before. But like, I'm aware of a few cool rock artists that have been coming through. I don't listen to rock music like that, but I hear a variation of things. But it's a great thing that independence, I think, is at the cusp of this argument as well, because some artists have been forced to go an alternate route. So it's gonna, by proxy, go kind of like a bit more underground or not at the surface. So you're getting these underground artists. Doechii's rise has been somewhat unconventional as well, because whereas we're seeing so many artists come out, we're also seeing the fast food music. So we're seeing the music bang that.
And I think that's what he was getting at.
Doechii's taken time with this project. This came out, listen, this project came out, November 2024?
Yeah.
We're talking like 4 months later, and majority of the time, we've moved on from the project these days. Whereas before, and when we was talking about past years and these great albums, we went back to 1998 with Hard Knock Life winning the Grammy for Best Album that year. That album lived. The DMX albums, they were living. Wu-Tang albums were living. Missy Elliott album living. Lauryn Hill album living. You know what I'm saying? Nowadays, albums come out 6 weeks later. The fans and everybody, they're asking for the next project. They're forcing the artists. You wondering why you got artists flinging out so much stuff. But then if stuff starts slowing down and independent artists start doing their thing, they haven't got as much money to be churning it out like a major. So I think things will change. And that's a beautiful thing. I like the music to be respected, celebrating, let it mature. You see the same way how you said how when you put on the Kendrick Lamar album To Pimp a Butterfly and you was expecting Good Kid, Mad City and you didn't get that. Some people maybe don't return to it because there's 10, 15 other albums that are coming out within a fortnight. Projects, mixtapes. This Alligator Bites Never Heal, as we can see, it's got life to it. And again, we need to give some respect. I know you like to give a lot of respect to TDE, the label that's birthed Kendrick Lamar, Black Hippie, Schoolboy Q, Absol, SZA, and now Doechii. She's been putting through art school, and you say.
And you know what's crazy, right? You know what's crazy? So there's been so many clips and things that I've seen on social media recently. Yeah, I'm gonna try, like, for the video, we can try and get some of these clips up so that it's not me trying to paraphrase them. But there was one thing that I saw, and it like so true. And I think it might even have been Steve Stout. And Steve Stout, like, I don't know him personally, and after seeing what's happened to guys like Puff, I'm not going to say anything about him as the human being, but his work, it speaks for itself. Do you understand what I'm saying? And he said something along the lines of, at a certain point, talent and fame got divorced.
Mad.
And you either had one or the other. Whereas in the early days, people went through, to use your words, a school. Do you understand what I'm saying? And then other people are saying that record labels have forced executives into management. So instead of you coming to a record label and going through a training process, your manager had to go and do that with no budget. And then it's like, you're getting to the big stage at varying levels. Certain artists may meet the right team, like TDE, and go through a process of a few years of building,
and developing,
whereas somebody else will, you know, do what they need to do, and
get to that big stage too early.
Get to the big stage too early. And in a way, we can kind of say that if you look at Central Cee's rise, it was it was astronomical, but it was gradual. So he's here today at a certain level of understanding the whole industry. And now, I mean, listen, he's been in front of the world for a minute, but it's like now when his album lands, he's in front of the world and he's ready for it.
And he's ready.
Or as ready as he's ever going to be.
Because there's nothing worse as well. Maybe there are some things in life that are worse, but for this point I'm about to make, there's nothing worse that when you go and see your favourite artist and you get to the show and you're like, wow, that was underwhelming. This artist can't perform.
Okay,
Their presence is shit.
Okay, so
they can't perform live. They're studio gangsters. There ain't nothing worse than that.
Do you know what's mad? Yeah, big up Rich as well. He sent me a video because apparently Central Cee had a show at Coco.
Yeah, he had a small
show for certain fans in the industry, and there was a few people on it. Like
I saw,
and they were naysaying about his performance and his stage and this, that, and the other, but
because he forgot he didn't know some of the lyrics.
He didn't know some of the lyrics and stuff like that, which is crazy. I'm not gonna lie, Sench, that's a bit mad. Like,
see how I joke with you and I say we've had a different upbringing. I feel like he's had a different upbringing as a. He in a stage show.
Okay, no, but do you know why I'm gonna allow him? The reason I'm gonna allow him is because that Glastonbury performance, I watched it on TV, was good. Yeah,
we're not saying he's not a good live performer.
Hold on, so that's mad. But you've got all these entitled people that thought that, like, for me, do you know what I think? I think this person that I'm watching on my phone, and I don't even watch this video to the end because after your first 3 sentences, I'm scrolling.
The review you're talking about.
She's in the crowd and she's excited. Do you know why she's excited? Because she's going to go make this video as soon as she goes home. Like, don't go to the show next time. If that's in your, like, for me.
She went there with negative energy.
Yeah, because there's another fan that would have killed to be in your position. So you've just wasted a space if that's what you're going to say. So I'm going to allow Central Cee, A, for that. Yeah, the fact that his Glastonbury performance was good. And then I'm going to allow him because this is an intimate show after you doing your whole album, after you doing weeks of album promo, it's not the tour.
But don't know the lyrics to the songs,
bro, it's not the tour. He cannot get away with that at his tour.
Imagine.
But bro, how many times have you been on a press run and the artist in front of you can barely keep their eyes open?
No, that doesn't happen often, you know. I tell you what more happens when I paraphrase their lyrics and they're like, wow, what song did that come from again?
Okay, that's bad. but even still, like, are we gonna like, if you look at the scale of where he's managed to get his album to, are we gonna say that he should be A1 on stage in the middle of his press run? Bearing in mind he just done DJ AG an hour before the, like, come on,
yeah, but
bro.
Week of release though.
Week of release, this guy is not running on batteries, bro. You're gonna be tired. Like, I have obviously a different time and a different place. I've seen a press run, I've lived one, I've done one. It's knackering.
You give him a bly for being tired in press week.
I'm gonna give him a bly for doing promo all week and having to do a show at the end of it. If you come out your tour, Cinch, and you forget the lyrics, that one there's wild. That one there's wild.
I want to circle back
because
I don't feel like we capped Doechii winning Best Rap Album at the Grammy Awards for 2025. I don't even feel
like we kept talking about the return of the Artiste, bro.
We're going to get back to that.
Yeah.
Salute Doechii for winning Best Rap Album 2025 Grammy Awards for a mixtape. She was very clear on saying that in her speech, which I thought was kind of funny, for a mixtape. She didn't say project, she said mixtape. So what the hell are we gonna get when this lady decides to make an album? I don't know. I feel like you got this, Doechii. You could deal with the pressure, but the return of the artiste, Doechii is here, and she gonna be living. I feel like she ain't gonna be gone tomorrow, barring like some madness happening. She's gonna be around for a little while.
We're not putting
I hope she's very much here for a long time, and I feel like it's the changing of a tide, and it's great. I know it's gas though, but you see like Billie Eilish in the freaking audience saluting the performance when she done that medley up there of those songs, you know what I'm saying, performing at the Grammy Awards. You see like, it's a beautiful thing to see, man. Hopefully she's like touched base with Kendrick Lamar, because being signed to the same label, she spoke not too long ago about never meeting him.
Oh, I didn't know about that.
Yeah, never meeting him.
I know that TDE done a charity event at the beginning of the year, and both Kendrick and her performed.
But it was just amazing that they hadn't met up to that point. You know what I'm saying?
So yeah, that's interesting.
Do you feel like it's the return of the artiste then?
Do you know what it is for me? So I feel like right now the trends are dictating the waves, and it's the, I don't want to use the word secure, but I can't think of anything more fitting. It's the secure musicians, it's the secure artists that are taking a step back and saying trend. You understand what I'm saying? Like trend. So when I say return of the artiste, we go to what the Sony executive said. These trends are killing music, in my opinion. Okay, they're garnering attention, but they garner attention for 30 seconds because that's what they're doing. So scroll, or however long your video is. That's how much attention you're garnering. So if you're going to start following trends, I'm not saying that a successful artiste cannot buck a trend or even create a trend. I'm not saying that's not it. But what I'm saying is that the musicians that are, chasing radio, chasing this, chasing that. I said before, and again, I reference Beyoncé, if you can make a show, your show, that I can't get from nobody else, and push that, you're going to get people that are going to stay for a long time. Do you understand what I'm saying? And it's like...
Hence why when Tidra Mosey is celebrating the 20th anniversary of basically what people think is her only album, Complex Simplicity. And 20 years deep, people just want to hear that album in its entirety. Just like Jill Scott's got like that Volume 1 album.
Yeah.
What's it called again? What's the title?
I can't remember. I can see the album cover.
Please,
I can see the album cover. I can see the album cover.
Volume 1.
See it.
Because I went to go and watch the album performed in its entirety at Hammersmith. And that was one of the best shows I've been to in my life. And it rivaled Beyonce that same year.
Scott?
Who was Jill Scott? Words and Sounds, Volume 1. That album. When you make an album like that and you got a show to go with it, people will come to just see you perform that whole album in its entirety for years on years on years later.
So that's so what I'm saying is, I feel like the people that are confident within themselves, that step into that lane, are going to be the JMEs. Because what chart position do we link JME with? But how many artists has he outlived 5 times over?
Well, again, like so Ja Rule had. I'm not trying to shade him, man.
I don't know where Ja Rule came from.
Ja Rule had major success, major chart success. 98 to 99, 2000, 2001, 2002, 2003 to the emergence of 50 Cent, and then it went a bit mad. You know what I'm saying? But are we trying to go and see Ja Rule come to the UK, do a show, performing the whole of his Veni Vici Vici album or Pain Is Love album?
I'll just stop now. The answer is no. The answer is no.
Because we might argue that he's not an artiste. Is that fair to say?
That's a political one. Because
I like that era of Ja Rule,
Because Ja Rule's whole get-up was almost a replication to the best of his ability of another artist.
Artiste. The DMX impression.
Yeah. So that's a whole mess with Ja Rule. But I'm not going to discredit. Some of his music was very, very good.
But it's the verses of what people see as an artiste versus an artist that has commercial success.
Let's bring it home. I referenced JME. That's an artiste, whether we say grime is bespoke music or not. But he's an artiste. He stands. The integrity permeates, radiates, whatever the right word is, through everything that he does. You don't second guess somebody like that. And I feel like when I look at Kendrick Lamar, I don't second guess what this person, I don't know them personally, behind closed doors, they could be a completely different human being. But what they present to me, I don't second guess it. I know what this is. If he gives me, if he gives me something that I didn't expect from him, because I'm already subscribing to the artist, it's like To Pimp a Butterfly. Whoa, I didn't expect this, but let me really see what this is. Whereas you might get another artist like Ja Rule. Whoa, what's this? Get it off. I never want to hear it again.
Nah, that's not fair. That's not fair because I want to see. I want to say that like an artiste can have crossover and commercial success, but we tend to see an artiste that's stemmed in like integrity, blood, sweat, and tears, putting into this, dying on the sword with like. You know what I mean? What they're as opposed to maybe an artist that has crossover success that maybe is just going with the trends a bit more, and you know what I'm saying? Is maybe not as integral.
But I feel like you see that reaction of me, because that's a very shallow reaction, right? For me to say for one artist, I need to understand what you're doing here, versus another artist, get this out of here. That reaction that Kendrick Lamar gets from me saying, I need to understand what this, he earned that.
And we're saying that the music really needs to be unpacked as opposed to the other side is where what you see is what you get. It doesn't need to be as unpacked. There's not as much layers to it.
Because I find it like really interesting when I go to America, the reaction I get to J. Cole. I find it fascinating. You could be in one room, or you could be in a crowd at a show, and you turn to this person who's at the show to see J. Cole, and they're like, what do you think of J. Cole? Oh my goodness, he's amazing, blah, blah. You turn to the left and like, I'm here because of my girl, like, whatever. And I'm just like, wow.
The contrast.
Do you understand what I'm saying? So not everybody, and like, I think we had this conversation before when we talk about, you know, people in the club don't want to unpack a double entendre. They just want to vibe.
Listen, so different strokes for different folks.
There are different
and
strokes,
also,
different
like,
folks.
there's also beauty in the simplicity as well.
Yeah, they can be, because some of our greatest rappers have dumbed down their bars. We've spoken about this. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I feel like that. But yeah, I'd love to see it. At the end of the day, the line being drawn, I would love to see less people showing up for a trend and more people showing up to really deliver something with depth.